You have never given any competitive exam. You are answering that for the first time. You don't know what to do, what to expect, and how your mindset should be when you are answering for the first time. Honestly, when I was preparing for NET, these are some of the things that were going on in my mind, and I wish I had seen some video or somebody had guided me. So today's video would be about that. So without further ado, let's begin. So first of all, please excuse the noise which is going on, because just I realized there is some construction going on. So anyways, we will try to focus on the message. There are 5 things that I want to tell you. First, understanding the exam. What the exam expects out of you. What you are required to do. What is the syllabus. What are the past question papers. All these things you need to know. Why? Because if you just go by life sciences or you just go by any subject, there is so much to do in that. There is so much to learn, and if you keep learning, then your whole life will get exhausted, but you will not stop learning. So our focus should be entirely on what the exam expects you and what are the things that are expected out of you. One thing I regret not doing is going all in the first attempt. Okay, sometimes it may take you some time, sometimes you feel like going all in. My suggestion would be go slow, but ultimately go all in. Give your best, and whatever it is, understand the instructions of the instructor. Whether you are joining coaching or even if you are doing self-study, I'm sure you are going to end up taking feedback from your friends, from people who have actually cleared that exam. And if you are doing that, then stick to that advice and follow it religiously. And then how you are finding the exam pattern or how you are finding the syllabus, improvise on that. Just because somebody is giving an advice does not mean that you have to take it all together and implement that only. But whether that advice works or doesn't work, you will understand that only after implementation. So your first instinct should be understanding whatever is being told and implementing it, and then if it doesn't work, then improvise on that. Now, as I've always, my channel is more about mental health than any kind of exam. So mental health is important, nutrition, workout, these things will give you the energy to sustain for a longer period of time. I see videos of the students who have given multiple attempts to clear the exam. What gives you the energy and the drive? These things related to mental health, grit. Okay, there is a word called as grit. Okay, it means your ability to sustain and to persevere in the toughest of situations. I remember when I was preparing, I used to always put sun salutation. Sun salutation or Surya Namaskar is not just a workout. It is a way of liberating yourself. It's a way of unlocking all the energy centers in your body. So if there is something like that, whether it be a HIIT workout or something, it really energizes you at the start of the day. Then fourth thing which people ignore is working on reducing negative marking. I have done a detailed video on how to reduce negative marking. You can have a look. The focus of most of the students is answering as many questions as possible. Well, it is a great strategy, but then how many questions you are answering and how many you are getting correct, that is also equally important. Your ability to reduce negative mark, you answer 2 questions, but both the 2 questions should be correct. If this is the mentality, then negative marking significantly reduces. Even in my PhD now, as part of my PhD curriculum, we are assigned some teaching duties, and as a part of teaching duties, sometimes we have to take quizzes. So whenever I conduct quizzes, the first question before anything is whether there is negative marking or no. That is the level of fear that is in students with respect to negative marking, and it is nothing to be scared of. If you prepare in the way that negative marking occurs, then nothing can stop you from getting even full marks. Now during the preparations, all the days won't be same. Sometimes you will be sick, sometimes you are doing coaching in a different location, so the environment over there doesn't suit you, the climatic conditions and all that. If you are self-studying at home, then there are people over there coming and taunting you and saying things like that. negative situations will be there, and we have to accept that people will say things will go back, and it may not always work the way it should work. Okay, now one thing somebody told me once, that let those thoughts come and go. That is what I want to share with you. Let those thoughts come and go, but don't fall prey to that. Whenever somebody used to tell me to stay positive, I used to ask, in this kinds of situations, how will I stay positive? Always it may not be possible to stay positive, but what is your responsibility is, don't take action based on your negative thoughts. That much you can do. That much I did, and I was able to manage through that rough phase where I was preparing rigorously for this exam. And the strength to remain positive, or as I said, the strength to evade negative thoughts, will come from your daily mental health practices, whether it is spirituality or breath work and all that. What kind of nutrition you have, what kind of support system will you have, or even if you don't have, what kind of systems and routines you have in place. Your strength to deal with negative situations will come from that. All I want to say is, if you are consistent with whatever it is, whether it is studies or routines or anything, then nothing can stop you from getting a high score in this exam. I know people who have been toppers earlier, but they have failed this exam, and who have failed their exams earlier in their academic careers, and they have cleared the exam with flying colors. So it's all a matter of what you do in those 3 hours, and what kind of strategy you adopt, and how you focus based on this particular exam. Don't use the fundas of other exams for this exam. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope today's video has been useful. Till the next time, bye.